So on the Black Sea Grain Initiative, look, first, it's really important to put this in perspective. Of course, never should have been necessary in the first place. The only reason it became necessary is because Russia invaded Ukraine and then decided to blockade the ports and prevent Ukraine from sending grain around the world, as it's done for years. It's been the breadbasket of the world. So as a result of that, Turkey, the United Nations, as you know, the Secretary General, negotiated this arrangement, the Black Sea Grain Initiative, to at least allow the grain and other food products to get out of Ukraine and onto world markets. And that's had a tremendously positive benefit. Something like 32 million tons of food products have gotten out. It's the equivalent of 18 billion loaves of bread in the roughly 1 year that the grain initiative has been in effect. And that's done two things. It's actually gotten food onto people's plates, but even when the food wasn't going directly to certain countries or certain people, it also was helping to keep prices low because it's a global market. So the result of Russia's action today, weaponizing food, using it as a tool, as a weapon in its war against Ukraine, will be to make food harder to come by in places that desperately need it and have prices rise. We're already seeing the market react to this as prices are going up. The bottom line is it's unconscionable. Should not happen. This should be restored as quickly as possible. And I hope that every country is watching this very closely. They will see that Russia is responsible for denying food to people who are desperately need it around the world and to contribute to rising prices at a time when many countries continue to experience very difficult inflation.
Well, thank you so much. Just following up on the Matt's Black Sea question, if I may, would it be possible for Turkey, the U.S., or some other partner countries to provide any other sort of guarantee, formal or informal, that would help get grain bulk carriers from the Ukrainian coast through the Bosphorus? And is there any broad effort underway to ensure freedom of navigation in the Black Sea, which is what the U.S. insists upon in many of the other seas around the world? And linked to that is the Kerch Bridge question. There was a bombing of the Kerch Bridge. I'm just wondering if Russia says naval drones were responsible for those from Ukraine, and does the U.S. support that?
So we'll back on the Black Sea Grain Initiative first. Look, the Ukrainians and others will look at whether there are any other options, but the challenge is this. If Russia is ending this initiative and sending a message that grain cannot and other food products cannot leave Ukraine unimpeded, even if there are other options, I think it will likely have a profound chilling effect on the ability to pursue them, as other countries, companies, shippers, etc., will be very concerned about what happens to their ships and to their personnel if Russia's opposing any export of food products from Ukraine. The whole point of this was to have a voluntary agreement that involved all of the relevant parties, that was endorsed by the United Nations, to make sure that there was safety, security, predictability in moving food out of Ukraine into places that were desperately in need of it. So in the absence of that, I think, yes, we'll look to see what else can be done to find other ways to get Ukrainian food products on the world market, including, again, moving, as Ukraine's already been doing, moving things out through rail and by road. But in terms of the volumes necessary, it's really hard to replace what's now being lost as a result of Russia weaponizing food. On the Kerch Bridge, this is a situation that we're monitoring, and I don't really have anything in particular to offer on that. Just I can say as a general proposition, of course, Ukraine has to decide how it conducts this war in defense of its territory, its people, its freedom.